Hello.
Hello. All
Hello.
right.
How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you doing?
I'm all right. So how's this lockdown or COVID been for you? Literally just straight out the bat, first question.
It's been all right, I mean, it's shit in it for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Like it's shit for us, like as in we're not able to be on tour and stuff because we were pretty much supposed to be on tour pretty much for all of this year, nearly. But obviously lockdown's kind of scuffed at that. So, I mean, money wise, it's a bit shit, but the way we've looked at it is rather than like moping around for 6 months, we thought, right, well, we've got the album coming out in the summer, so let's use this time wisely. So yeah, we've been a lot more active on our social medias, like our Facebook, Instagram, like YouTube and stuff. We've been uploading like playthrough videos and stuff like that. And oh yeah, I've started the Twitch channel as well, so
Of
that's been
course.
pretty fun. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's just take trying to take a positive out of a negative. So um yeah, we've just kind of like tried to use the time wisely. So we've been able to promote the album more than we've ever been able to promote anything that we've ever released. We've done more press for this album than ever before, really. And yeah, like the social media aspect, it's just like I think it's kind of allowed us to like connect with our fans on like a level that we've not really been able to do with us touring as much as we usually do. So yeah, it's kind of we've kind of looked for the silver lining really. So it's not been
That's
too bad.
brilliant. Oh yeah, always looking for a positive. That's always good.
Mm.
So if you'd like to introduce yourself to everyone who you are, what band you're in, and then we'll get started with the questions.
All right, so I'm Jason Evans, aka the Slam King, and I make monster noises and burp sounds for the death metal band Ingested.
Brilliant, that's a great introduction. All right, so first question. What got you into music and mm, getting you to do vocals?
Well, funnily enough, I never like I've always wanted to be in a band since I was about I don't know about 10 or 11, like because basically um, when I was in primary school, my best friend Dave, he had an older brother called Andy, and I went round to his house for tea once, and I could hear this like crazy noise coming from upstairs, and basically it was his older brother Andy, listening to like Slipknot and Fear Factory and all that shit, and like playing drums in his bedroom. I'd never heard anything like that shit before. Like I'd literally only heard like what Queen, Michael Jackson, Duran Duran, Kraftwerk, that kind. Basically the shit that my dad used to listen to in the 80s. And then I heard this fucking racket coming from upstairs. So I was like, what is that? Like, so his mum was like, oh, that's Dave's brother Andy's upstairs. Like, so I went upstairs and he was like showing me all his CDs and his drum kit and shit like that. And I think he lent me a Fear Factory CD. And yeah, since then I've always wanted to be in a band. And but originally I wanted to be a drummer. I wanted to play drums. So I like bought a drum kit and everything. Went for like my 16th birthday. And I played drums for a few years, but I was never any good. I was fucking rubbish. And then it was only when I was in college, so I was 17, and I knew a guy who also played drums, and he asked me, he was like, "Oh, I've just joined like a death metal band, like a grindcore thing. Do you know anybody who can like do like death metal, like growls and screams and stuff?" And I was like, I reckon I could do that. Like, never done it before ever. Like, and so I went home anyway, and I recorded myself singing "Ruin" by Lamb of God on like one of those shitty little like them desktop mics that you used to get to
Oh
speak
yeah,
on
what
like AOL Messenger and Yahoo Messenger and shit like that. And you had those little like web like desktop microphones that look like a little tannoy that you get in Tesco. And anyway, I recorded myself on one of them. Sounded like shit as well because I recorded it in my mum's bedroom, and I think we had that. I had to do it quietly anyway. I think it was something to do with neighbours. So I'm there trying to growl really quietly, Like, and it sounded like absolute shit. But anyway, they were like, yeah, come down for an audition. So I goes down to Reddish as an audition, and that's where I met Sam and Sean. Because it turns out they were the two guitarists for this band that was called Age of Suffering. And then, so I sang Spheres of Madness by Decapitated in a Polish accent for some reason. And then, and then basically we just hit it off. And from there, then the drummer left. We got another drummer. We played a couple of gigs. We played some shows for about a year and a half under the name Age of Suffering. And then we play music to the speed that we wanted to and the technicality that we wanted to. Changed our name to Ingested because we just wanted that. We wanted like a one word, something odd, something like just one word, memorable, and that's it. So we changed it to Ingested, and then the rest is what it is. And now we're here finally, 14 years later.
So you've just released your new album, Where Only Gods May Tread, if I got that right. Sometimes I get some words mixed up. I say like Where Gods Only May Tread or something like that, and I was like, no, that's not it.
No, you got it, mate. You nailed it.
So as I watched your live stream where you and the other guys in Ingested listened to the whole album in full, do you feel like this is your best album or one of your best works? Because I've read in some of your other interviews and you've sort of ranked the albums like Human Suffering, and that's surprisingly low because normally I found like debut albums from bands have just been the best one. Personally, I don't really think the debut album's always the best. Sometimes I think the sophomore album's the best, or like their newest album's the best. Or so, what's made you think that this new album was your favourite one, as you've just revealed that?
Just listen to it. It's just better in every way. I think. I think it's if you listen to our albums like in chronological order. Like you can see it's a gradual, organic development or evolution, however you want to put it. It's been like a gradual thing, and I think like now, this is like the band that I feel we were always meant to be. This album is us. This is Ingested. Like on all the other albums, I feel like you could make a case for us, you know, being heavily influenced by like certain bands or whatever, you know, we kind of just, I don't know, just shuffled into the pack like the rest of them. But I think with this album, I think this is, when you hear this, it's us. You can tell it's us. And I think we found our sound, we found our identity. We find like, you know, it's took us fucking 14 years, but we know who we are now as a band. And I think you can hear the confidence in the songs. Like listen to how they're written, like all the new elements that we've added. And I say new elements, but they're elements that we've experimented with in the past in little touches and little flashes. But like now it's like I said before, we've got that confidence as songwriters to fully explore these other avenues. And I think it's the most complete album we've ever done. There's a bit of everything on there, but it's not like, doesn't sound tacked on. Nothing sounds like it's just there for the sake of being there. Like everything has a purpose on this album. There's no filler. Like everything is exactly how it's intended to be. And yeah, I'm just so proud of it.
Yeah, that's good that you're proud of it, because if you're proud of your work, you do think that your album is like that. Like that's the best one. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's a really good album. and I do notice some changes, especially with the lyrical content, because as I read some of the older ones compared to the new ones, your lyrics have somehow like matured. You've not just wrote about like the most brutal lyrics, you know, like the most Cannibal Corpse looking lyrics. Is actually
Yeah,
some of the lyrics sometimes seem familiar to what's going on now or what went
yeah,
on years ago. It's
yeah.
it's something that everyone can relate to, and that's always like the best type of lyrics in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something that me and Sam are the primary lyric writers, but Sean wrote lyrics for this album. He wrote "The Burden of Our Failures," the one with Vincent Bennett on,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's like you said, we've I don't want to say like, oh, we've matured as like lyric writers or anything, because it's like I don't think it's about like maturing or anything. It's about the lyrics being appropriate to what the song is. So like if you go back to like our first album where all the lyrics are like horrific, like they're all just super brutal, super gory, mega offensive, horrible, horrible, horrible. But that was what that album is. It's called Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering. So it's not going to be nice. But like these, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say that's less mature than what we're doing now, though. It's just different. Um, but the way that we write our lyrics now is they all come from like a personal perspective. So they're all like we write them in a metaphorical manner. So you, as the listener or the reader of the lyrics, you can take your own meaning from them. Like we know what they mean to us personally. Like I know what the songs that I've wrote are about, like whether they're about personal experiences, feelings, events, just my perception of the world around me. And I know it's the same for Sam as well. Like we don't, like even me and Sam, we don't know what the real meaning behind the songs we write are, because when I sing it, if I sing lyrics that Sam's wrote, I have to be able to have that connection with them personally for me to perform that song in the best way possible. So I know what I think the lyrics are about, but that might not necessarily be what the actual lyrics are, what Sam's written about, and vice versa. And so we kind of like that with the when our fans are listening to our music or reading the lyrics, like we make them purposefully vague or metaphorical, so that when you read it or you listen to it, you feel that somehow relates to something that's happened in your life or something that you're feeling. Like that gives you a connection with the music and the band. And I think that's more powerful than any song meaning, to be honest.
yeah,
So yeah, and it's like, and I think like when people connect with lyrics and songs on that kind of level, I think like that's when music can become a really powerful tool for helping people through like shit times and stuff like that. So, it's all it's basically whatever you think that song's about, that's what it's about.
yes, yeah. I like metaphorical writing as well because, as you said, interpreting the song in your own meaning is just the best way because each person has a different experience through this earth and this life. So listening to like these songs on the album, everyone will look at it in a different perspective,
Yeah.
and it's always just it's helped a lot of people in a way. Like albums like this, and even some other albums in many other different genres. If you interpret the lyrics in your own way, it helps
Yeah.
in a long stretch.
Yeah, and I think that's like one of the most beautiful things about not just music, but like being being a musical artist specifically, where it's like you can create something that can positively impact somebody else's life. And I don't think there's many things more powerful in the world, to be honest. Oh, just to address the people in the chat that are asking, What about Skinned and Fucked or Anal Evisceration? Yeah,
I
they're off
just
the
thought
first
that.
album. They're literal. Those lyrics are literal. Like that's the first album. Those are just that. All those songs are written from let's say this perspective of the most sick mind possible. That's what those are. That is a collection of fucking serial killer thoughts and monologues and shit. That's what that is. There you go. But all the new shit, that's the clever shit. Just thought I'd
Yeah,
clear that up for y'all in the chat.
yeah. I read all that in I read all that in the chat, and I was just like, "Isn't that the Davies? Like,
No, those
isn't
are,
that the kind of corpse type stuff?" Like,
yeah, that was our Devourment and Cannibal Corpse like influence. You gotta be influenced by the daddies, aren't you?
it's written beautifully. But yeah,
Thank you
I
very
think it's
much.
written beautifully in my perspective. Yeah. Okay, so do you have a favorite of the new album? Like, do you have that one favorite in
Yeah,
which you if you were listening to your own album and that song comes on and it's like, oh, that's so good. Have you got that one?
yeah. Leap of the Faithless. It's the last track. It's like 9 minutes long, but I genuinely think it's the best song that Ingested has ever written.
Yeah,
It's fucking genius. It's 9 minutes long, and it feels like it's 4 minutes long.
yeah. Like I was listening to the album like on the on online while I was gaming and that, and we got to the last track, and I looked at how long the song was, and I was just like, "What? 9 minutes? Yes!" And I was just like, "I wonder how
Yeah,
this song's
mate.
gonna go." And it was just packed full of like, and it was mental just seeing because obviously like just seeing how well you can write something like that, like a 9 minute track of just in a way brutality as well, and it's just fucking mental. Like,
Doesn't get boring though, does it? That's
yeah,
that's
it
the
doesn't.
that's
Like,
the best thing about it. It doesn't get boring. It's 9 minutes long and it doesn't get boring.
yeah, the excitement of the song just carries on, and that's what hooks someone like me to it. If it just has a lot of things with it, it's got a lot of parts.
Yeah, it's got a bit of everything. Like it's, I think that that song as well, like perfectly encapsulates the entirety of the album in one song as well. Like it's got a bit of everything. Like so, it's like I was saying before. The album's got everything. If you like extreme metal in any form, I guarantee that there'll be something on this album that you like. There'll be something on there. Like whether you like black metal, whether you like death metal, deathcore, slam, brutal death metal, fucking thrash, hardcore, beatdown, doom, sludge. Do you know what I mean? It's like metalcore. It's got a bit of everything. Like it's dripping in fucking atmosphere. It's heavy as fuck. It's brutal. It's melodic. Do you know what I mean? You've got fucking hooks. You've got fucking choruses. You've got these monster slams. Do you know what I mean? I just can't. I can't. It's a fucking extreme metal fan's wet dream. That's what this album is. So get your fucking Kleenex out, because when you start listening to it, you're gonna make a fucking mess.
So it's like that South Park meme when you finish listening to the new Ingested album, and it's that bloke in
Yeah,
front of the screen,
yeah. Like,
and
oh,
it's
it's
just covered
ectoplasm. It's a spooky ghost.
in. So obviously, bands haven't been touring for a while,
Yeah.
and I don't know how long bands are going to be staying at home for. I've seen some bands announce social distance gigs, and doing all them special shows for small capacity. Would you ever would you ever hold up a social distance show if it was offered or if you wanted to?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it'd be a bit weird though, because I mean, I don't know how like, I don't know how it would work for a band like us or bands like us, because the crowd energy and the crowd atmosphere is such like a massive part of the live show that I just think like, if people are all just sat at little tables all cordoned off, it's just gonna be a weird night. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
get what you
just
mean.
like I feel like I'm fucking playing in a fucking casino or a cabaret or something. Do you know what I mean? I can't like you can't
Yeah,
even shout fucking open the fucking pit up.
yeah,
What are you
I
gonna
get what
do?
you mean. Yeah, I do get how it sounds really weird, especially as like they're setting up the tables and they
Yeah,
have it like distance away from everyone, and I couldn't really picture a death metal band playing a social distance gig when
yeah,
mainly, yeah, because when you're at a death metal show, you expect pits and like
yeah,
big crowds, so maybe some crowd servers, depending on what venue you're at, and trying to social distance that. And you have like the vocalist on stage going, "Let's open this fucking pit up,"
yeah. I
and
just like.
oh, it just sort of kills the vibe.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, like, it's important that these socially distanced shows happen though, because these
Yeah,
venues need to be open to remain afloat, basically. Uh, so like it needs to happen because otherwise we're just going to get even more venues shutting down, which is
yeah,
terrible for fucking everyone. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, isn't it? Like it's just a weird concept for me to get my head around. Is a socially distanced, ingested show.
yeah.
It's
Like
just I don't know. Like
I'm, I'm definitely not like against social distance shows. I see the appeal and how they're trying to save the venues by doing that, and it is very good and it's a very good idea because it gets the venues profit and it sometimes gets the band profit and
yeah,
gets even the workers profit. So it keeps the venues up and running. So for when these shows come back and we're allowed to just band together again, it's
yeah,
it we're able to do that, especially in the smallest, the really small like venues, the pubs, where all these really small bands play to gain this publicity and the popularity, not only in the small scene and where they're at, but if they want to, like worldwide, then pubs help them get to where they are. And
yeah.
if these gigs, as weird as it sound, like even the metal gigs being parted away from everyone and not be able to pit, if that helps venues get profit and back to where we were, then it's something we've got to do and something we
Oh
got to
yeah,
support.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, this is the thing now, isn't it? Like, I mean, this is where your music scenes, like your live music scenes in your city and stuff, like really have to band together and like start supporting these venues because like we've just been saying, if these I know it sounds weird, but if these socially distanced events don't happen, then these venues are going to shut down before the lockdown's over. So yeah, it sounds weird and everything. Like I said, it's something that's the whole concept of a socially distanced ingested show is like something I'd really have to get my head around because like my whole demeanor on stage would have to change. Do you know what I mean? Like the things you say and how do you motivate a crowd that's all sat on tables and shit like that? So it's like it's something that I'd have to get my head around. But yeah, it's something that we definitely like. We as a band would definitely be into doing something like that. But yeah, we just have to see what happens. Like obviously we've got the Where Only Gods May Tread European and UK tour booked for December this year with Vulvodynia, Veil of Night, and Found in Fear. So yeah, like fingers crossed,
Yeah,
everything
fingers
should
crossed.
be sweet. Like, but we'll see. Like we're we're not clairvoyants or anything, so you know, we understand that the world's in a crazy place at the moment, and it might get crazier. So we just got to, like we said, fingers crossed, and just hope for the best. So yeah, like obviously anybody who buys tickets for the tour, if the shit does hit the fan again and we do go into lockdown or whatever, like all tickets, they'll all be available. You'll be able to get a refund at point of purchase, or they'll all be honoured for when the shows are rescheduled. But yeah, fingers crossed anyway, because I want to get out and play these fucking new songs.
Oh, definitely. Want to just get out, play some shows, and even attend some shows. All that would be lovely. So while you were on tour, what did you do to pass the time before getting on stage, or while you were on the road to the next city?
Most of the time I'd just be on merch. So yeah, we don't usually take a merch guy out with us. So like usually one of us does it, but it's usually me. Because the guys have to set up all their gear and shit like that. So yeah, if I'm not on merch though, I'll probably be stretching or warming up backstage, or might be in the van playing on the PS4. Probably in the van on the PS4, to be honest.
So yeah, that's a great way to unwind video games and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's why this Twitch channel that we've started is so good, because basically I get to hang out with like Ingested fans and like the viewers on the channel, and get to hang out with my brother and my best mate's Steam, and just play video games. Like, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, like trying to figure out a way that when touring does come back and we're able to tour, that we can stream on the go, basically. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to carry on streaming when we're touring. Might even be able to stream some live shows. You never know. We'll just see how it goes.
See what happens.
Yeah.
So another touring question. Was there like a very embarrassing moment that happened while on tour or while on stage? Because if so, then I'd love to hear it.
There's been a couple of times, like when Lynn farted on stage once during a song, and it smelled that bad that I like literally had to go and throw up. Like during a song. Sean was ill once, like really ill, and we were playing a show. I think it was in like Kent or something like that, and he was that ill that he knew that he was going to be sick, like while we're in the middle of the set. But he had his wireless like guitar rig, so he just walked off stage, carried on playing the set, and just went into the toilet and was like puking up into the toilet while he's still playing the set, and we didn't even know he'd fucked off. And then he just came back like we hadn't even missed him.
Oh,
so, yeah, plenty of shit like that.
So
yeah, it's usually all bodily fluids and shit. Like, do you know what I mean? When you're on the road, it just gets gross, and showers aren't everywhere. So loads of piss and loads of puke, mate.
Literally, just one of the comments just popped up that that's impressive. Honestly,
it is impressive.
Puking and trying to play some, if it was like tremolo picking or some chugs while puking. Man,
yeah, he nailed it though.
Like.
Oh, there was a show once that we played in America. I can't remember where it was, but it was like, for some reason it was in like some fucking 2,000 cap venue, right? I swear to God, it was massive. And I think there was about like 25 people there or something in like this fucking huge venue. And yeah, like I was just like, okay, well, this is going to be one of those nights, is it? And I was just like, right, I'm going to stay in my pajamas, because like I have these like pajama bottoms that I wear like when I'm on tour, just because they're comfy. Do you know what I mean? Like when you sat in a van all day and shit like that, you don't want to be wearing like jeans or anything like that. So I just wear pajama pants. And I was just like, I'm gonna it's going to be a long night, this, so I'm just going to stay in my pajamas and be comfy. So I went out and did the set in my pajamas. So that was nice. It was the most comfortable I've ever been on stage. Fantastic.
Set ever.
Dan McBride got a question. He says, what country has the best green, as in weed? Netherlands.
Probably would have thought that would have been a lot of
Well,
people.
America and Canada are very close.
I can't really answer this. I'm drug free, so I can't really answer
Fair
this
play.
one, but like
Fair play. Well, I'm a professional, so I'll take this one, Adam. Netherlands.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll take it. Yeah, so forgot some of my questions, but
All right.
I'm just relying on the chat on this one, just like, okay,
Oh,
if you
good.
have any questions, because when I do these interviews, I normally have like a piece of paper like on my lap here, but as I'm somewhere else at the moment, so I don't have that, so I'm just sitting here going, what was the questions I asked the other
It's all
two?
good, mate. It's freestyle, mate. It's freestyle, mate.
I'm
Off the
literally
top of your dome, mate.
Sweet, when coming to Philly, can you sign my bong?
I will sign whatever you want, mate. I will sign whatever you want. I've signed loads of shit. I've signed fucking copies of Doom. Don't know why, but I really like Doom, so I'll sign that. I've signed a double-ended dildo, so of course I'll sign your bong, mate. No problem.
I was just about to
Bring
say,
it.
I was literally about to ask what was the weirdest thing you've signed, but I think, as you said, the double-sided dildo, I was going to assume that might have been
Big old purple double-ended dildo, mate.
Oh my god.
Massive.
Yeah, fucking. But so what's your what would be the dream tour for you to play?
Ooh, dream tour probably be Slipknot because it's Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Yeah. Probably Lamb of God, Trivium, Hatebreed. That'd be mine.
Yeah,
And us, obviously us, but mine. we'd be like right at the bottom, like.
nah, like I've seen on some of Slipknot's tours, and they've done they've had some extreme metal bands like Behemoth and that perform with them, and with them sort of shows, I've always found that the crowd is really divided, because then you have the extreme metal fans, and then you have maybe the newer metal fans, because Slipknot's sort of been classed now as like a gateway band. That's how I discovered metal. I discovered them through Slipknot. So obviously, if I went to see Slipknot, and like I saw them this year at the O2, and they had Behemoth with them.
Yeah, I went to that tour. I saw it in Manchester.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Honestly, that was a brilliant night. Both bands were just class. They were on top.
Yeah.
But I've always seen tours like that to be really good, because obviously the newer metal fans can find bands like Behemoth like straight away, and then they can just dive into their own taste of metal. Had to find the word.
Yeah, but, I think lineups like that on tours, like mixed bills, I think it's the way forward. To be honest, I think they're always the most successful tours, anyway. Because if you say you've got a 3-band bill for a tour, and all 3 of them are death metal bands, all the people that were going to see one of those bands are the same people that would have come to see the other 2 bands. So the crowd's going to be the same size. But if you've got a death metal band, a thrash metal band, and a black metal band, you've got 3 different crowds of people coming in. So therefore, the crowd's going to be bigger for a start, because the people that wouldn't have necessarily come out to see the other bands are coming to see one of them. So then that's where you get fan crossover. Like, sure, not all of them are going to like these other bands, but some of them will. And then that's how you start getting out into new markets, because otherwise you play into the same people, which is great, but it's not growing. You're not growing, are you? Like you kind of just treading water, aren't you? So like I think mixed bills were really, really important. Like, for example, when we did the UK and Ireland tour with Crowbar, when we got that offer, we were like, yeah, it's fucking Crowbar, legendary band. Of course we want to take this tour. But we were also like shitting ourselves, because we were like, we sound nothing like Crowbar. We sound absolutely nothing like Crowbar. Crowbar are some old school legendary band. And we're this modern death metal, deathcore hybrid band, or like whatever you want to call us. Like, so we were just like, oh, we might go down like a sack of shit here, lads. Like, but we were just like, do you know what? Like, this is it's no different to anything else that we've done. Like, do you know what I mean? We always feel like we're up against it, which is probably why we always feel like we've got something to prove. So again, we would just have that mindset, like, right, okay, we might go down like a sack of shit, but if we go down, we're going to go down swinging. So we'll go out there and just fucking play our fucking hearts out like we do. And we did. And it ended up being like probably the best UK tour that we've ever done. Like, we fucking won over the crowds every night, left every fucking city with fucking shitloads of new fans. And since that tour, like, the mix of metal fans at our UK shows now it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, the diversity of all the metal fans that are at our shows is just fucking beautiful, mate. Like, but I think like that's literally because of a mixed bill like that. Because like, I'm talking generally, obviously, but like, I would imagine that most Crowbar fans wouldn't have come out to see Ingested, or probably even knew who we were until we did that tour. And now they know. So yeah, mixed bills, I think they're the way forward for any band that wants to grow. That's the fucking way.
Yeah.
Get yourself on some mixed bills.
We had someone in the comments, Dan McBride. Would you tour with Memphis Mayfire?
Yeah, we'd tour with Memphis Mayfire. Of course we would.
Straightforward.
We'll tour with anyone. We'll tour with anyone, as long as they're cool. You know, they're not arseholes, and they're good, and the music's good. We'll tour with anyone. We don't give a shit. We don't give a shit what type of music you play. As long as you're fucking good and you're cool people, we'll tour with whoever.
Yeah, it's always good. And literally, I've had a few questions on here. Someone else asked, rescheduled Australian tour.
Yeah, we're working on it at the moment. It is being rescheduled. Obviously, with what's going on, like, it's in the works and it's in hand, so it's definitely happening. Don't think it's going to be with Niall, but we are definitely coming to Australia. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
Like you were going to tour with Niall in Australia, and then then this whole COVID happened. Like, have you toured with Niall before? No, so
yeah. We did Summer Slaughter in America and Canada with Niall, and it was the best Summer Slaughter as well, because it was fucking Cannibal Corpse, Suffocation, Niall, Carnifex, After the Burial, Revocation, Crisian, us, Slaughter to Prevail, and Enterprise Earth. If that's not a fucking lineup, that's the best Summer Slaughter that there has ever been.
I was thinking, man, that Summer Slaughter lineup has some balls.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Niall were on that. So yeah, we've toured with Niall before.
Yeah, what was your most favourite location in the entire earth to play?
Ooh, ooh, Chicago's always good.
Sorry?
Chicago's always good. Chicago in America, that's always good. London's always amazing. Manchester, obviously, our hometown is. That's probably my favorite place to play, just because fucking Manchester, innit? Like it's just like playing your hometown and it being a sick show and watching everybody going mental is literally like one of the best feelings that I've ever had. Like nothing compares to it because it's like it's hard to like to articulate what I'm trying. Like it's different. Like I could have an amazing show in like New York, but and even though it's like in New York or something like that, it'll never compare to an amazing show in Manchester just because it's like it's your hometown, innit? It makes you feel like super proud and yeah, it's fucking sick, man. So yeah, probably Manchester's my favorite place. But these fucking amazing places like Houston's always fucking amazing in Texas. LA's always good. Seattle's always good. Where else? Vancouver's great. Montreal and Toronto are fucking awesome. Switzerland's amazing. Germany's amazing. We always have good shows in Paris. I don't know, man. Anywhere, everywhere. I love it all. But yeah, Manchester's my favorite. Those shows mean like so much to me. Like so, yeah, Manchester, Slamchester, baby.
So, your Twitch channel. We'll shift this a second to your Twitch channel. I've seen many of your Twitch videos, as you've probably seen.
Yeah.
What made you sort of really take an interest in Twitch? Because a lot of people have started taking an interest in Twitch during this lockdown. But what made you like take an interest in that?
It's something that I've wanted to do for ages. But obviously, like being on tour and stuff, I never. Because you're never going to get the time to do it. And then lockdown happened. We were on tour we were doing the Faces of Death tour with Decapitated, Lorna Shore, Beyond Creation, and Viscera. And fucking yes, Howie, how you doing? See Howie in the chat, big love, bro.
I just saw that.
Yeah, love you, Howie. And yeah, so basically we were in London, then we had to go and like because the tour gets cancelled, everything goes into lockdown, and then I was just like sat around at home, nothing to do. So then I was like, right, do you know what? Fuck it. Like I've had like 2 weeks of sitting on my ass, so I'm gonna fucking do something. So then I just ordered the stuff. I ordered a capture card, like webcam. I've already had a microphone and stuff, but then I had to get an interface and shit. So yeah, I just ordered it and then just started streaming, and then yeah, it's just been fucking great so far. Like the community on my Twitch channel and on our Discord channel is fucking everyone's so cool. Like it's just great, honestly. Like we've got like one of the best like little Twitch families that I've seen, man. It's fucking great. And my brother does all the editing and all the tech stuff, and he's been editing and uploading loads of like highlight videos to like our YouTube channel and stuff. So we're starting to get like a few subscribers on there now. So it's early days and everything, but yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. You get to hang out, you get to talk shit, you get to listen to music, you play games, and yeah, what's not to like? Like it's just fucking fun. I just get to hang out. Like so yes.
I'll make this the last question. This was from a friend of mine, which I know. Could there be a Virgin Witch and Ingested in the UK? From anyone asking, Virgin Witch is my own band. So obviously, as this is a friend of mine in which I know from college, like a few of people I know, my family, from my friends know that I'm in a death metal band named Virgin Witch, and obviously like some of my friends who listen to metal uh, as well as I do see that I'm talking to bands like you, and I did an interview with Howie. I think it was like last week or something from Within Destruction. So
Yeah.
obviously seeing this, he's like, oh yeah, like are you gonna tour with Ingested at some point? And I think for some of them people, I will ask that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it could happen. I mean, we've got working with Avocado Booking and stuff, so they kind of pretty much just tell us where we're going and who we're going with and stuff. But I mean, like, as far as like getting on shows, like UK shows with us and stuff, it's more about like speaking to your local promoters and stuff. I mean, we can put like a good word in and stuff, but as far as like opening acts and stuff like that, it's pretty much down to whoever the promoter is. But yeah, like I said, we can always put a good word in and stuff. So yeah, send us your stuff. Send me the stuff on private message and stuff, and we can look through some shit, mate.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, when we were meant to play a show in May, but obviously COVID can rescheduled that.
Yeah.
Like forced us to reschedule. So actually, like at the moment, we're still like trying to get local shows, like proper hard at the moment, especially when like me playing in a local band. It's proper difficult in these times to get a show, but like
Oh yeah.
yeah, of course. What I'll send you our stuff, and then when the touring and shows come back, we'll play a couple of shows to try and get a following in the local scene. Because obviously, in my eyes, it'll be a bit awkward, just trying to go for the big leagues straight away. And obviously, some of it being like our first couple of shows, and we cock up, and then it's like, well, how do we live that
Believe me, that shit happens. That shit
Yeah.
happens to us still. Like, we're fucking nearly 15 years deep. We still fuck up. Everybody fucks up. You might think that they don't, but they do. All bands fuck up, mate. All bands fuck up. You might not notice it, but trust me, we fucking notice it. Like, there's been times when you come off stage and like people are like, "Oh, that was fucking sick. That was so tight," and you're just like, "Are you fucking joking?" That was like the worst show that I've ever fucking played. It's like, but yeah, man, don't worry about fucking up, mate. It happens to all of us, mate. But yeah, man, you definitely have to you got to cut your teeth and shit like that on the local circuit, and I think that's like one of the most important like parts of being in a band is those early days and those early shows and those local shows, like, because that's where you learn who you are on stage, because that's important. It doesn't matter what you do in the band as well, whether you guitar, bass, vocals, drums, don't matter. Like, everybody has a stage presence, and it's only through doing those shows that you learn who you are as a performer as well. So yeah, those local shows, mate, some of them are fucking more important than festivals.
Yeah, obviously you got to support the local scene, and especially even some bands coming in from other countries that play some local shows, like the small venues and that.
Yeah.
I've been to quite a few, and it has a better vibe. I prefer the smaller shows because when you're all together and you're just face to face with a band, it has that different feel, and it has a better feel. I see that better than download. If that's a controversial opinion, I see stuff like that better than download, honestly.
Well, I think they can be equally as important, and maybe some of them can be even more important than like playing big shows. Like, definitely, because it's like I said, it's all about learning who you are. Like, who you are, who do you want to be, how do you want to be perceived when you're on stage? Like, what are your songs about? What's your band about? Like, like that kind of shit. But yeah, Local shows, man. That's it.
Local shows,
They're the
support 'em.
foundations. They're the foundations of your career as a live band. Local shows. Very important.
Well, that's a good way to end it, really. So, I want to thank you for joining me on these couple of strings of interviews. I've been doing some of these recently because I've actually found them to be quite fun. And thank you for being a guest.
Yeah, you're very welcome, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. I just want to thank you for the interview. So yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you to everybody who's been watching. Thanks for your questions. If you've picked up our new album, Where Only Gods May Tread, thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. I think it's been the most successful album that we've released so far, which is fucking amazing. So yeah, thank you to everyone. Like, big love.
All right then. So yeah, I'll see you soon then, or whenever
Right.
we're able to tour. So
Yeah, man. Take
right
it
then.
easy.
Take it
Peace.
easy.
Thank you.